Okay, so the Discovery Core plans. When you see the word core, then you know that it means hospital only. So all Discovery plans are unlimited cover in a private hospital. So it's that plus chronic cover is covered. So if you have one of those 27 chronic conditions like asthma, high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, your medication, which would be either on a formulary or a chronic drug amount. So if you want to go for the more expensive one, they'll just pay you what the medicine would have cost on the formulary and you have to pay in the rest. And 2 doctor's visits per year to do with that condition. That is covered under a core plan. And also emergency international travel. So those are your 3 benefits of being on a core plan. Just want to quickly mention, a lot of people don't know, but if you go to the emergency ward, the trauma or the casualty portion of the hospital, people think that is, logically you would think that is part and parcel of your hospital plan, but it's not. The medical aids see that as out of hospital benefits because you actually have to be admitted into hospital before your core plan comes into effect. So if it's something small-ish, like you've broken your arm or you've fallen and you have a huge cut, or you're very weak because you've had flu and you need a drip, and they can sort you out for a few hours and they can stabilize you in the trauma or emergency or casualty section, that's going to be for your own account. If, however, you are so sick that they have assessed you and they admit you, then whatever tests and things they do is normally covered under your hospital admittance. But just bear that in mind because not everybody knows that. Right, so then you get Coastal Core, which is anybody who lives on the coast. You get it at a discounted rate. I think that slowly the gap is being taken in because it used to be much cheaper, but it's not so much anymore. So it's very similar prices to be on a Coastal Core as on an Essential Core, which is anywhere in South Africa. But the Essential and the Essential Core, Essential Delta Core, and your Coastal Core are all covered at 100% of medical aid rates, which means if your surgeons charge double, triple, quadruple, you will be in hospital. You will have to pay in the difference, which is why we recommend that you take gap cover to just cover you for those eventualities. Then you get Classic Core. You get Classic Core and Classic Delta Core, and the word Classic means 200%, so it's double medical aid rates. Delta, when you see the word Delta, think discount. Because Discovery have made a special arrangement with certain hospitals, and it's not just a hospital group, so please never assume that which is a non-Delta or a Delta hospital, because for elective, so if you choose to take a Delta plan, it means you're getting roughly about a 20% discount on the hospital portion of your premium, which is, well, in a core plan, it's the whole premium, basically. So it's a very good value for money, especially if you think about how long you're going to be paying private medical rates for. So if you Google Discovery Delta Networks 2018, you'll have a look and see what are the hospitals, and if they are in your area and you're happy to use those hospitals for elective procedures, so it's not for an emergency. If you're on a Delta plan and you have an emergency and you are nowhere near your Delta hospital, you can get covered at any private hospital. But for an elective procedure, you have to go to a Delta hospital. If you don't go to a Delta hospital and you've chosen the Delta plan, there is I think it's by next year, I think it'll be about an 8,000 Rand penalty for using the wrong hospital. So just make sure that if you have Delta in your option, that you know which Delta hospitals you are allowed to use for elective procedures. Right. My biggest problem with the core plans is that you have no cover, besides the obvious, you don't have a saver, so you don't get discounts at doctors, and you also don't have that extender benefit, which is if you have run out of your savings, you still get either 6 or 4 free GP visits still for the family. You don't get that. So you don't have that cover, but most important, you do not have cover for MRI and CT scans. So that is quite a problem for me because they can cost up to 16,000 Rand. And it's generally the way we do medicine nowadays. If you go and see a doctor and he tries to diagnose you, he might send you for an MRI or a CT scan. And it is confusing because sometimes these scans are done in hospital, or mostly they're done in hospital. So you think, I've got a hospital plan, surely it's covered. It's not. So I'll give you an example. If I am doubled over in pain and somebody rushes me to the hospital, I get admitted because they have no idea what's wrong with me, and in part of the diagnostic testing, once I've already been admitted, they send me for an MRI scan. That's covered because it was part of an approved hospital admission. But if I'm kind of uncomfortable and I go and see my doctor and I say, oh, I have a pain, I'm not sure what's wrong with me, and he goes, let's send you for an MRI scan, and I go to the hospital for the scan, that is not covered because it's seen as an out of hospital MRI scan. So that's my biggest problem with the core plans, is that they don't have cover for that. And as I said, you just need one of these in the year to really not have made it worth your while. So if you can at all upgrade to a saver plan, and that's why I love the Delta plans, because it just makes it that much more affordable, I would really advise you get that. And then the last thing that you don't have cover for is the rehab benefits. This is if you've had a very bad accident, not an illness, an accident, and it means the trigger is 4 nights in an ICU. So if you've had a car accident, or you've fallen off your motorbike, or you've fallen off a ladder, and you are in ICU for 4 nights, this rehab benefit is triggered, and Discovery will pay for 24 months for your rehabilitation once you've left the hospital. I just think that's a very important cover to have. So you don't have that if you are on a core plan.